Hello everyone, this is Beta64. As you know from many of my previous videos, I love classic rare games. Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong 64, even Conker's Bad Fur Day all hold a very special place in my heart. While I was at E3, I managed to get an interview with Chris, who's the senior designer at Rare. We talked about Rare Replay, an upcoming game for the Xbox One, which takes 30 of Rare's classic games and puts it on one awesome disc. This game will be available August 4th, 2015. Enjoy, guys.
So I'm Chris, I'm senior designer at Rare. I joined Rare about 4 or 5 years ago. It was a real pleasure to join Rare. It's like a dream come true because I played Rare's games growing up, Ultimate played the game, they did some Spectrum games, and I remember playing those when I was 6 with my older brothers and absolutely loved them. It got me hooked in computer games, and so obviously as time went by, Rare released classic after classic. Absolutely loved those games too. So the reason why I work in video games, I always wanted to work in video games because of it, so it's inspired me as a studio. And so now to be able to work at Rare itself, it's like a dream come true. And then to be able to work on Rare Replay as well, celebrate these games that inspired me to get into the games industry and that I loved growing up. It's been awesome to work on this.
So what are some of your favorite Rare games in Rare Replay?
Blast Corps obviously is my absolute first choice. I mean, I was so excited to be able to play it again after all this time because it's been so hard to play since it came out. Nothing else has come out like it since either, so it's still really fresh to play, really unique, and just it's a real blast to play, getting the backlash, swinging its tail around and smashing stuff down. Absolutely, but so many great games, it's impossible to choose. Like the Spectrum games as well, I got such a soft spot for them. As I say, I was playing them with my brothers growing up, so all the Spectrum games, I can't wait to play them again with my brothers, to be honest. Like before we announced it, I just couldn't wait to talk to my brothers about it. Those games we played when we were growing up, I've been working on these collections where we can play them again. It's been so cool. I can't stop talking about what my favourite games are, to be honest. Battletoads as well, pretty cool. We've got Rash here. But yeah, Banjo. How can I forget Banjo? But yeah.
So is there anything that's being added to Rare Replay that you really like, kind of like the functions and stuff?
Yeah, so obviously the older games like Battletoads, renowned for their difficulty. I don't know anyone back in the day that could finish it, but we've added since, rather than play around with the games themselves and changing the difficulty of the games to make it easier, we've added like a rewind feature. At any point in the game, you can hold down the left trigger for up to 10 seconds to rewind time. So if you accidentally miss a jump and fall down a hole, rather than losing a life or going back to the start of the level, you actually just rewind time with the left trigger and then try the jump again, you can make it. So Turbo Tunnel, you can actually get through it now. Every time you hit a wall, rather than starting a game from the very beginning, just hold the rewind button and then you can then get past the wall. So all these games that I could never complete as a kid, I'm now able to reach the end, which is pretty awesome. So that's one of my favourite features. As well as that, we have little Snapshot Challenges. So again, with these older games, they were done before tutorials and before button prompts, so it's quite hard to learn the mechanics of the games. With these Snapshot Challenges, we have like 60-second, 90-second challenges. Each of them are like time-based or score-based, with a leaderboard for them, so it's super replayable. But because they're so short, it means that although the games are hard, it's kind of easier to say, oh, I failed that time, I'll have one more go, I'll get through it next time. They're really replayable. And while you're doing that, you're actually learning the mechanics of the game. So then if you do play the full game, you'll be more comfortable playing it, you'll know the mechanics, you'll know the buttons, and it'll help you get even further in the game. So the snapshots are a really nice feature that complements some of the older, harder games in our collection. So we're really proud of both of those features.
I think one of my favorite features was there was a CRT TV kind of function in there. Yes. Yeah.
Play the games as you remember them. So yeah, a lot of indie games nowadays, they try and do this retro pixel art, but they're also clean, and a lot of people kind of associate that look with retro gaming, but that's not how I remember it. I remember the retro games on a CRT TV, so it's cool to be able to offer that presentation as well.
So how did you choose these games for Rare Replay?
That's actually really cool as well. So obviously at Rare, we work in barns, and in the end of our barn, we had a great big wall where we put up all of the games Rare's ever made. And we had kind of had, over the course of a few days, almost like an X Factor style selection process. We called it the Rare Factor. And we'd assess the games on certain criteria, and we'd whittle it all down. And then by the time we reached the final 50, all of a sudden things started getting really difficult. We get fisticuffs, massive arguments, enemies were made. Some people still aren't talking to each other, but no, it's great. It's a really cool problem to have. Like, what 30 games do we put in? But yeah, so that's how we chose, really. We just, as I say, whittled it down from a great big number, and then based on variety of gameplay, characters, worlds, the things that show off Rare as a studio, that show off Rare's history, that's how we chose the games.
So when does this game come out?
The game comes out on August 4th. It's out digitally and in retail, and it's $30. So $30, 30 games, 30 years of Rare.
$30. I thought it was $60. Wow. That's a good deal. Well, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been great meeting you guys.
Great meeting you too.